DegloireSpace signing in. I received an email and we're going to answer it today. DegloireSpace, you talk on many topics and I find your opinions interesting. You're not afraid to be different. Thank you. My question to you is regarding me dating a single mom. I have seen so many different channels talking about how that makes a man a simp. What is your opinion on it? Does dating a single mom make me a simp? Let's see. How do we answer this? I personally don't think that just dating a single mom makes you a simp. As long as you understand your limits, your boundaries, her boundaries, what your role is, and those things are not easy. So yes, I'm saying that, but those things are not easy. I have seen incidences where it works, and I have seen times where this doesn't work. I don't believe any person, anyone out there online who can boldly say conclusive opinions about any kind of status that you should date or you should not date. If life was that easy to work out, like this works, this doesn't work, if it's that easy, then we wouldn't have had ambiguity, we wouldn't have had complexities. I think with a lot of these kind of questions, and the people that answer those questions, you're always trying to fling responsibility away from yourself. You're trying to say, for the people that say that makes them a simp, that doesn't make them a simp, what you're basically trying to say is that all single moms are this. They will all affect you like that, as if you don't play a role at all. And the people that are asking on the same yourself, you're looking for two things. One, a validation. Does this make me lesser of a man? Now, you're asking other people. People are going to throw things your way about themselves. Like, do you think somebody out there is going to answer you about single moms objectively, like it's not based on any kind of subjective feeling that they have? Now here, what will make you a simp or such is if you go into the experience and forget your boundaries. You don't read the signs. That's what will make you a simp. Not simply being in the situation. Because you know what? Depending on your age, depending where you are in life, you know what? You might meet somebody who's a single mom and it works. But you need to have the other things. And that's why I say it's not straightforward, because a lot of times, look, people are going to try to throw other responsibilities on yourself. And you need to know that when you have that kind of single mom, so that single mom, is the dad of the kid around, not around? Are they going to do activities together? They're not going to do activities. All of these things are things you need to ask yourself. You need to look at the situation differently. Is this person a single mom because the dad died? Is it because if it's an ugly divorce? Is it an amicable divorce? Is it because the person traveled overseas? What is the situation? And I know that there are people out there that are being like, it doesn't matter the situation, that's it. Well, for those people, yeah, they don't need to check it. Because also, don't forget, I'm assuming you're in love with somebody, and I mean in love or, deeply attached to a single mom. That's what I'm assuming you are. That's the motivation behind your email or your message. And it's not straightforward. It's easy for us from the outside to tell you, look, it's not the ideal situation or the ideal situation, but you're involved, you're in there. When you're in there, I don't believe you just need a simple answer like no, yes. You need to have the tools. You need to go in and see the following things. Because you know what? Let's just say, okay, let's just say out of one, and here I'm just making this statistic up. Let's assume that 1 in every 100 single women is a good woman. Let's just imagine that. Please, for God's sake, come work with me. What if that one is that 1 in the 100? What if your attachment to this person is quite deep and you know how to say no to things that you ought to say no to? Like, what if, and me just saying to you a simple rule like you're a simp, I'm just putting a judgment on you. I'm disregarding any attachment feeling that you have. And somebody might say, hey, but being a man, you got to jump over all this. No, that's not true. What if your growth requires this situation to happen? Rather than judge it, let's go through it in another way. Let's try to go through whatever you're going through genuinely. Let's try to go through whatever you're going through meaningfully, totally. Let's try to remain aware while we're going through the situation. As you're going through the situation, you might discover that that woman is trying to make a simp out of you. You might discover that. And if you do, you'll be like, you know what? I was able to see it while it's happening. And then that will stop you from ever being a simp again, if you were, or if you are. Because now you saw it. You'll be like, man, I'm attached to this woman and I'm doing her good and she still did this to me. That could be your experience, and then you learn from there. You learn how to see. Who cares about learning all of these, 10 signs that make this person narcissistic, 20 signs, who cares about all those if when they're happening in front of you, when you're living, when you're live in the situation, you can't identify them? Who cares about what you've read when you can't identify them when you're under the spell of this person? I don't care about being able to identify, I'm watching the UFC and I can identify what kick this person's doing. I don't care about that. I care about when I'm in a fight, can I see what the other person's trying to do? Can I see what's happening right now? Can I see what is the best strategy for me to use right there and then? So what I'm trying to promote here is not the situations, because I don't know what situation you are in. You might be somebody who has been with this girl for years now, and you might not feel that you've been a simp. You might have grown a humane relationship with this person and her kid or whatever. And I know some people, when they hear this kind of thing, they say, how could you raise another man's kid and all that? This is where you need to lay the boundaries and limits. You need to know that I can be good, I can be humane to this person, but I should always be aware that I'm not the father. And any time that kid could turn around, I'm not saying would, because I have seen kids treat their stepfather with absolute reverence. I have seen it happen. I remember the famous actor Chuck Norris talking about his stepdad. His real father was an alcoholic and abusive, and his mother remarried. And the stepfather, according to Chuck Norris, was an absolute gentleman and was an absolute great figure to have around. Okay, so some people are going to come around and say, no, it never works and all that. Hey, this is a live situation. Go on YouTube and search up where Chuck Norris talks about his family situation. And this is way back when all those alpha men that you guys love talking about were roaming around. This man took a family in and raised someone else's kids and whatever. What's important is don't look for answers, guys. Look for you being aware. Don't be trying to find, the book with all the answers. There is none. There is no book like that. What there is hints and tips for you to be awake, for you to be aware, because that awareness, that wakefulness inside situations, whether the situation has been discussed before or whether the situation has not been discussed before, that Awareness is what will guide you through, because that's it. You know where you stand, and then you know what you can do, what you are capable of. What might be right for you might not be right for another man. What might be right for another person might not be right for you. We're all different. We come with different mentalities, but the one thing that we're not different in is our ability to try to be as aware as possible. That is the one and only thing that I would say that I'm trying to promote on this channel. I'm trying to promote us living, us opening our eyes. Yes, that can come with hurt, but hurt is gonna come either way. It's not like somebody gives you the answers and then you no longer need to do any experiences yourself, and that's it, and there's no more hurt, nothing. That's it, your life is smooth sailing. I wish there was something like that. I've never seen it happen. And in fact, what in nature works like that? What in nature works without needing to problem solve something along the way? It doesn't. That's my take on your question. What will make you a simp is going in not genuinely. And genuine not to the person, to yourself. Are you genuine to yourself? Are you asking yourself the right questions? Am I going in because I feel desperate? If you are, then you're wrong. You're a simp. Are you going in? Are you going in with every step of the way sacrificing one of your boundaries, one of your values? Are you doing that? That makes you a simp. And those are the things, not the situation that you find yourself in. We all can go through difficult situations. We can all find good situations, hard situations. Be your own person so that your decision making comes from you, not from validation from other men who are going to come online and tell you, yes, that's what you need to do. No, that's not what you need to do. Don't be that person, because those people don't care about you. Those people are just trying to make it seem like they've worked it all out. They have all their masculine, feminine issues sorted. Man, nobody has that. There's a reason why even in ancient societies, there were many different ways of dealing with the same issues that we have now, depending on the culture you look at. Don't be superficial and jump to these gurus that claim they have answers. Look for guide, for hints, not for answers. Keep learning. Don't conclude on yourself. DegloireSpace signing out.